Hello everyone, how's things going? Finished West Ham United 3, TSC 1. Kudos scores in his first start for the Hammers at home. Lots to talk about, but I'll give it a few minutes for you guys to join in and let me know what you thought. But for me, it's a good professional start. Our great European run continues, so can't complain too much really, but I'll give you guys a couple of minutes just to join in the chat and then we'll take it from there really. But you can see at the bottom we won 3-1. I think Liverpool's already won on the night. Brighton I think we're losing, so I'll just go and have a look at see how they were doing. But for us, good professional win. So I'm just going to look in the other screen. So it looks like Liverpool won 3-1, Roma won 2-1, Ajax 3-3 with Marseille, Brighton lost 3-2 to AEK, West Ham obviously 3-1, Sporting won 2-1. So yeah, a lot of interesting results. And obviously, just trying to see the result. The other group, I think Olympiacos was struggling, I think. But I'll have a look at that, see. Can't see their bloody score. Oh, there we go. 3-2 to Freiburg. Freiburg beat them. There we go. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Got my glasses on, mate. I need the bloody glasses. West Ham massive. I'm getting old. I think the wife took me down there, and yeah, I can't see without them now. I didn't want to go. I was trying to delay it, saying no. If I end up going, I'm gonna bloody need them for life, mate. So, but there we go. It's Jazz with the glasses, mate. I think I can do it without it. I can't see anyone. But I hope everyone's doing good. Yeah, Villa lost, Irons, mate. Villa lost. But yeah, West Ham United 3, TSC 1. I'll tell you what. Do you think the scoreline says it? It says it all. There's lots to say, isn't there? It's not simple as that, is it? It's not simple as that, mate. But I want to wait till more and more people join and we can get into it. West Ham massive. My son's there, mate. He's saying there's only 65 that have turned up. So he reckons only 65 fans have turned up. But they are dressed as Undertakers, mate. I give you that. Yeah. The Villa lost. Yeah. I think if I try to generalise, as people join in the chat, I think we were not moving the ball around fast enough, I think. But before I go into that, I always forget, don't I? Always go into the game quick, but I forget to start with the formation and things like that and ask you guys in the chat if you were happy with it. So I think only 2-3 players are in the team that played the previous game. So 8-9 changes. Obviously, it's not that easy when you shove that many players in there. You know, it's not quite fluid. They're not sure about each other's games. But good to see, Kudos start the game. Mavropanos, he started. Kera the Nutter was back, wasn't he? We've forgotten what he was like. So Kera was back. Uncle Fabianski, Grandad Oggy, great-great-granddad Krezi. Really young flat back five, but we'll go into that a bit more of that. It's so funny what went on, a little bit of it. Danny Ings up front. But even before the game kicked off and even during after thinking about it, for me, summarising it, I think Krezi's just a waste of time, mate. It's just a joke. I mean, Emerson's thinking, I'm going to light my sort of Brazilian Cuban weather cigar. I'm going to have a restful Liverpool game, and great-great-granddad Krezi, he just about last 42 minutes and he's made no sprints. Most of the time he's given the ball back, right? Not forward, done nothing. And then, yeah, he can't even do half. It's pathetic, isn't it, right? So I felt sorry for Emerson. The thing with Danny Ings is, mate, he can't play that role. Total waste of Danny Ings' time. A waste of the West Ham fans' time. Danny Ings can't play that role. And most of the time, like the commentator said, he's just running. It must be the manager's instructions. He's doing exactly what Antonio does. Everything but being in the box. He's running down the channels, running down the wing, trying to help the fullbacks out. It's like, what's going on here? So that's what I noticed about him. Fabianski was okay. Mavropanos was such a threat at set pieces. And I think Ward-Prowse nearly found him with every single set piece. Is absolutely amazing. And so up to the point where, yeah, we lost. We went 1-0 down, and before we started to score goals, I think we weren't moving the ball around quick enough. I think we were quite slow, quite lethargic, quite maybe overconfident. I don't know, but we weren't moving the ball around quick. And first half, Benrahma, not much going on there with him. Paqueta trying to make things happen. Kudus, again, trying to make things happen. They just had people behind the ball. I think the attendance is around 35,000, I think, because the tickets were nearly £60, so that's not good. But before we carry on, let's see what's going on in the chat lines. Yeah, mate, yeah. Didn't move it around quick enough, did we, mate? That's the word, isn't it, mate? Didn't penetrate, didn't move it around, didn't zip it around enough, mate. You know, when these teams put people behind the ball. So they were saying, like, they're doing what we normally do, isn't it? Sit behind the ball, wait for the counter-attack. And that's when you need players like Kudus, certainly more pace. And I was thinking, Danny, that's why we need a striker. When Antonio's been rested, even though he ain't a striker, we need a striker. Why isn't Mabumu not playing? Why isn't he not playing? I don't understand. Danny Ings cannot play by himself in that role. You know what I mean? Yeah, mate, you're right. You guys are on form, mate. You guys are on form. It's Bacardi again, mate. Yeah, I had a bit of a scotch in between, but only had one up to half time. Had a couple now, so cheers, mate. But for me, if I go back on my notes, mate, we were playing 4-3-3. Kudus, right wing. That Mambaropoulos, I have to give him a nickname, won't I? Call him Manny or something like that. So I don't know, mate. I'm going to struggle with that. Even Joe Cole was struggling. He was playing on the right side next to Oggy, but largely being left-footed. But it didn't obviously cause him any issue against opposition of this quality. But he was all right, zipping it around a bit and looking very good. Quite physical. He's huge, isn't he? You can see that on the pitch. He's a big bloke. Kudus wins free kick. Creswell, poor pass. Benrahma loses the ball. These are comments from the first half. Danny Ings shot the goalkeeper. 16 minutes, Kera. Good shot, good save. Then I've got something about deflected shot from a corner. Kudus dribble. 37 minutes where he went past like 7-8 of them. That was quite impressive. And then 46 minutes, Emerson came on to replace Cressy. Oggy mistake, 47 minutes. He was doing a bit of that in the first half, Oggy. He was doing a bit of that where he kept on holding on to it a bit too long and then relied on his upper body strength not to get into trouble. But this time that guy shoved him out the way. And to be fair, went clean through, and it's not easy. Antonio, it's not easy, is it, when you one-on-one, is it, Antonio, mate? So he put the ball in. Nice, cool finish. I think Fabianski tried his best to narrow the angle, and they were 1-0 up. And then the commentators are saying, yeah, Moyes is going to change it quick, and I'm like, yeah, mate. You know, so my comments after that: move the ball quick. It's too casual. You know, ramp it up a bit. And tell you what, again, I'm going to go in tangent. Have you noticed those two stewards when we take a corner? The two miserable shits. I mean, when we scored at Man City, you see them there again, and I just hate non-West Ham people working at the ground. I know it's not 100% our ground, but it just pisses me off. The stewards are always meant to be West Ham. They celebrate with you even though they're not meant. These two miserable cunts. And I don't want to go into it more than that. You know who they are. And then you see footage of like when we scored against City. Miserable as fuck. Probably Liverpool, Man United fans on their phones. Hardly doing a good job anyway. You know, you're meant to turn the other way around and see what's going on. I don't know, let me know in the chat what you think when you go to the ground and you meet all these non-West Ham people. It's just ain't the same, is it, mate? So I thought I'd point that out. And then Danny Ings, yeah, going wide, what the commentators were saying. Then 61 minutes, everyone. Antonio for Fornals. Fornals, his heart's not in it, is it? Fornals, mate, heart's not in it. I don't know what to think about that. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Before I go on, we've got some new people joining in. Lawrence, how you doing, mate? Lawrence is there from the US. Hope you're doing good, mate. Every time Lawrence joins all the way from Kentucky, it just reminds me of KFC, mate. Colonel Sanders, mate. Kentucky. Larry. That what counts, mate. Yeah, that's what definitely counts. And still interesting to go through the first half, isn't it? What I felt where Krezi, waste of time. Banrama got up his game a minute. We all round, everyone's got to zip the ball around a lot quicker. And we need a striker up front. You need a striker up front. That connects the whole jigsaw together for me. And Antonio doing a great job more often than not. But for me, you just hope. And there is the news I said in the 60-second show. We are looking at a striker, aren't we? We are looking at a striker in January. Antonio type, but certainly do that role. The other news filtering out is that Lingard. Yeah, I'm happy with it. It's not going to happen, I don't think. He didn't really impress enough in that lockdown game. There's news coming out in the Sun today that he's got some court case coming up about speeding or drink driving. I don't know what it is. So yeah, you don't want to get your fingers burnt there. Yeah. Kudos was trying to make things happen. And sometimes you're going to lose the ball. But I think West Ham will rather do that Alan Devonshire type, try to take on tricky winger type. That's what we want. The last thing we want is like someone like Filippo Anderson losing confidence, wasting time trying to help the fullback, which is a good thing to do, but largely we want to play on the front foot. We don't want to lose how dynamic he is, how fast he is, how much of tricks he's got. A bit like that Doku at City at the weekend. We don't mind dribblers that lose it, David Moyes, if you're watching. We don't mind. It's West Ham. We want to see things happen. We want bums off their seats. We want entertainment. So I don't mind that. And I hope you in the crowd forgive him if he loses the ball now and again, because he's going to, more often than not, do some amazing stuff. Cosmos. Oh, mate. You've been watching the channel, right? And you know I've been banging about Ward-Prowse for a couple of years now. And even more than not, I think, the way I'm thinking, I think we're so lucky. I think we're feeling the same as what Spurs are feeling about Maddison. In any normal window, if Southampton or Leicester didn't go down, it's not easy to get those two players out of those clubs because they're concrete, established, good grounding, good lads, good character. Don't want to force the move. It was going to be hard to get people like Ward-Prowse and Maddison. Those guys got him, and we're happy with the Ward-Prowse. So yeah, very, very good. Keeps it ticking. And the commentators kept saying, Southgate, I hate Southgate. I've got no time for him. He's a fuck it. We're not going to win nothing with him as manager. He's boring. He just talks shit all the time. He plays people up. Calvin, whatever his name, Phillips ahead of Ward-Prowse. It doesn't make any sense to me. I think for me, Ward-Prowse is just touchwood, you know, touchwood. They're always saying like sort of folklore, sort of Indian folklore, is if you don't want to say too many good things in case sort of they get the black eye over them, something bad happens. So, but Ward-Prowse is just perfect so far, isn't it? Absolutely perfect. Keeps it ticking, and he does put his foot in much more than I thought he would. So before he joined West Ham, I thought largely it's all about set pieces, which it kind of is, but he's got so much more to his game, which Emerson and other people on the training ground, Kufal, have mentioned that they're learning things from him. He can't put a value, and he's got that little bit of sort of noble in him, you know, things looking up to him. He's a stable guy. He was Mr. Noble at Southampton, wasn't he? And you saw what they thought of him. We're very, very lucky. And he's English. He played all his life in the league. Yeah. Okay, it's got to be 29 in November, but who cares? You know, we got him for a right price. I mean, if Southampton didn't go down, they were looking at a lot, 50% more than that about a couple of years ago or more, really. Hammer Time, how you doing? Good. What a name, Hammer Time. Hope you're doing good, mate. To be fair, I think he wanted to go to Wolves, didn't he? And it didn't happen for one reason or another because, yeah, we ran out of money on fullbacks, mate. So for me, it's just a waste of time, mate. Yeah, they did. I think they injected a bit of pace, bit of excitement. Always love new signings. You know, that's what football's all about. New people wearing that shirt gets you off your sort of armchair and excited. And Mavropoulos, the thing with him, yeah, he looks a good character. He looks very, very big on the field, powerful, strength. You need that. I just want to see him, how he's marking in a league game. Because another thing I'm really, really worried about is Agard's form. It's a Agard is all over the place, right? And let's see how long it takes for Mavropanos to get into the team starting, because that's the thing I want to watch, because I'm not sure. I want to see him, see if he can do as well as Zuma in terms of man marking defenders. Watching the ball, don't lose your marker, read the game really well, and those kind of things. It's all good getting goals from set pieces. Don't get me wrong, like Dawson, it's a very, very good thing to have. But scoring a goal gets you off your seat, but getting a good tackle in, good interception, marking your striker well, that is equally worth so much more to the team, really. Bit of banter going on there, isn't it? I tell you what, did you see Paqueta? Paqueta had a right go in Tony at the end, anywhere he set himself up and Antonio took the extra lazy touch, took it away. And I ain't seen many people do that to Antonio. Paqueta was letting him know, mate, in no uncertain terms what you felt about that. That's another thing about the touch. Kera's still dreadful, isn't he? Come on. Kera's touch is all over the place. You can't afford to play that player in the Premier League, so I don't know what we're going to do with him. I think he'll be gone in the next couple of windows. The man is certainly... Okay, shows the odd brilliance here and there, but over the whole 90 minutes, he's got so many mistakes in him, Kera. It's kind of surprises me. Same me. I would as well, mate. I don't think Zuma is kind of vocal enough, right? He's already got enough good things about his game, but I think Ward-Prowse is the one that's the one to get, mate. And it doesn't matter how long he's been at the club. You know, the way he's hit the ground running, it feels like he's been there ages. So Ward-Prowse for me definitely would be the one that I would go for, mate. Really bad. Listen, I'm getting no kick, no joy out of slagging anyone off, but Agard has pissed me off, mate. At Luton, if you remember, he nearly let that striker in between him and the goalkeeper. Then he got sent off, didn't he, in the other game? And then he just loses him. He ain't got a Scooby what he's doing. I don't know what's up with him. Mate. But he's one to keep an eye on. And Liverpool away, you want your defenders really, really in tune with each other, don't you? I think Alvarez was suspended tonight, and hopefully he'll play. We'll need him. Well, you saw what happened when he came off. Mavropanos. You know, Moyes isn't that brave sometimes, is he? Or is he? I don't know if he'll start with him. No, I can't see it. I think he's going to give Agard another chance. And then we'll see. I'm really worried about Agard with Salah and people like that. I think Alexander-Arnold's fit. I think they're not being great at the back, Liverpool, but they're full of pace. If that Núñez starts, he's rapid, right? I know he misses a lot, but the man's all action. That game I'm worried about. I don't think you can... Forget about 0-0 in that game. We're keeping it low. It's going to be a lot of goals in that game, and we better be a bit positive up the other field. I want Kudus to start. Don't want Souček in the team, even though he scored a good goal today. Yeah. I think bring Alvarez in. Yeah, it's just one or two things, really, isn't it? I think Agard's the one that's worrying me a bit. I think Kudus will be okay. Benrahma, he's not going to make a start anymore. I can't see that anymore. He's gone down a notch for me, even though he set a goal up. But you could see for large parts of the game, they're just not good enough to start in the league, I don't think. Big call, mate. Big call. Yeah, big call. I think Liverpool... Just stick to what we know best. 4-2-3-1. Ward-Prowse, Alvarez, Paqueta, put him in the team. Put Kudus in the team. Antonio, he kind of mouthed him off, which I don't agree on. That podcast needs to stop. I don't agree with it. But just stick with what you know and add those new signings in. Don't think too negative. And we'll see how it goes. Obviously, we have got issues at fullback. I told you they're too old. It's the back four. The back four are... There's a worry there in the back four. But I'm seeing that's in every game, every Premier League team now. It's kind of how many you score now. You know, a lot of crazy things are going on in the league. So perhaps I'm being a bit too strict, but It looks like every Premier League game, the defence is quite generous on both sides, including Liverpool will be. City gave you those chances, didn't they? So I think it's more. That's why I want proper finishers. Hopefully, Kudos can bring a bit of that, and then we'll see how it goes. I think, yeah. Yeah, Oggie's captain, wasn't he, tonight? And coming to the end of his good career. I remember him scoring in that FA Cup replay just before extra time. I was there, Upton Park, Klopp's early days at Liverpool. We thought we were going to go into extra time. Or was it in extra time? Remind me. It was back in Upton Park towards the end. We beat Liverpool in the FA Cup, I think it was. We beat them 2-1 or 1-0, I think. Yeah, that was kind of a good goal from him. What points is that, mate? Fantasy football team, I'm not done too well. I've done my wild card already, but I've got Ward-Prowse in there from the beginning. Got Maddison in there. Up front's the usual, isn't it? What's his name? Haaland. Watkins has been in there, in and out. Yeah, I think Ariola's up there at the top, so we've got one or two players doing quite well. Bowen had a bit of a cold, I think. Hopefully, we'll see. He should be fit. Yeah. We did one for the channel, and that's meant to carry on, and all I had to do was give you the pin, or your team just starts again. And I couldn't see it. I don't know what bloody happened, and I missed the bloody deadline. I've done it for years. Mate. Yeah. You got to get the team right from the beginning, Lawrence, and then, because then sooner or later everyone's got the same team, then it's difficult. You got to just be quite original. And I think you've always got to pick up a few people from the teams that have just got promoted and no one thinks about. Oh, Gatesy. Yeah. I don't know when he's doing that. I'll have a catch up with him. But we'll have a look, mate. We'll have a look for that. I like that. Other channels, you know what they're like. Get in there with the other channels. They get nervous in front of Jazz, don't they? Half a couple of them back down and that, mate. Don't worry about that. I won't tell you what channel that was anyway. But anyway, I did the big debate and a certain channel pulled out. Apart from that, I think, yeah, Kudos. I mean, 1-1 was the own goal. Kudos was again in the right place at the right time. Banrama assist. Then, yeah, 3-4 minutes later, we got the winner. We got the second goal, Kudos. Great header. And that's really good to see. I mean, okay, we probably would not be surprised if he scored with his feet, but he's very good with his head, directed it really, really well. Danny Ings was behind it, and I'm like, Danny Ings, piss off. Let Kudos do it. And then Souček, Ward-Prowse again. I mean, every single game. I bet how many, because we gave the whole league, how many months we gave the whole league a chance to sign Ward-Prowse? How long did we take to get that deal done, right? Fucking hell. And thankfully, I don't know if it's true, but Ward-Prowse stuck to his guns and kind of wanted to come. And it's all good for us, but we do let the whole world know who we're after. And then apparently we like that PSG guy, don't we? ETK, I can't pronounce that name either. And apparently we're talking to him. We'll see what happens, mate. Oh, you're off to Lille, mate. I'll tell you what, the Rugby World Cup's a lot of surprises there, mate. A lot of good teams there. It's a very competitive World Cup, isn't it? Not long to go. I mean, when I grew up, there's only like 6-7 teams in the Rugby World Cup. Now you've got a lot more, haven't you? You've got teams like Georgia, Italy, all those people in there now. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. Shall I call him Tiki? Yeah, I'll call him Tiki. I've got to think of a new name for Mavropanos. I've got to think about that. Should I call him Mavi or something? Mavi and Tiki. Yeah, that'll be all right. Kudos, I'm really happy about that. Only 5 letters. I can pronounce that. No problem with that, really. Man of the match. What do you think, man of the match? Kudos was good, wasn't he? Asking for the ball all the time, looking lively. Yeah, maybe him. That extra spark. And yeah, certainly he could have got 2 goals. He got 1. So give it to him, I think, top of my head. Yeah, give it to me. Dino. We'll think about it, mate. We'll think about it. But generally, in summary, for me, before I close down, I will do a player ratings show. It might be pre-recorded. I might get that out tonight for publishing tomorrow morning, perhaps. And then I might catch up with Frankie tomorrow because I think he's at the game and see what he thought. But in summary, it's a good result. We carry on that great European run that we've been on for, going back to 2 years. We reached the semi-finals 2 years ago. We won it, Europa Conference last year. I think this team is the weakest in the group. And Freiburg is the one I was always worried about, and that's probably been kind of true now because they won today 3-2. So that league is going to be tight between the three of us. I think this team is going to finish bottom. But it's a good start. And one thing you don't want to do is not win at home. It's very important to win at home. So that's been done. And I think looking forward, I think we've got 2 years experience in Europe now. So that's hold us in good stead. I think Ward-Prowse, probably his first game in Europe, surprising at the age of 28. Other players like Kudos, Ajax, they've got a lot of experience. Panos, he's played Stuttgart. Well, not in Europe, but he's got experience of playing in the Premier League and in Germany and things like that. We've got a lot of experienced players. So I think we're well kitted in Europe, and I think you'll find across all three competitions that the British clubs will do really, really well. You saw Arsenal 4-0 yesterday at PSV. I think you'll find that when you look at the semi-finals onwards in all three competitions, I think more likely than not, the British clubs will be there. They're so much far ahead of any other league. Obviously, you got examples like Bayern Munich, who are really, really good, and they'll challenge the British teams. Apart from that, I don't see any Italian teams touching the British teams. Real Madrid look good. But apart from maybe 3 or 4 outside the Premier League, I think all the Premier League clubs are going to go close, I think. Saucepan. But moved the ball around too slow, too lethargic, I think, in the first half. And then they slowly came back into it. And another thing is, I don't want Danny Ings playing up front. If anything, if you're playing a team with respect or this standard, you've got to play 2 up front at least, or at least 1 striker. Ings cannot play up front by himself. It was a total waste, I think, and we kind of saw that. Creswell, waste of space, no point playing him. Benny was, largely disappointing in the first half. He's kind of lost a mojo a bit. But fortunately enough, the standard of the team was such that we made some subs and we managed to get back. And it's about 90 minutes. We won comfortably in the end. But first half, it didn't look that way. And I think the new signings are all looking reasonably good, including Panos. Panos is the one I'm not sure about, but I think he was the cheapest out of all of them, and we'll see what his defending is like. But certainly from set pieces, the man is a threat. He's a big unit, which is good to see. So we are suddenly quite a big team now, quite a big threat. I think Pep called us the most dangerous team on set pieces in Europe. I don't know if that's I think Pep doesn't mess about, so he perhaps means that in good faith. All in all good. On to Liverpool. We are still in the top 7, top 8 or top 6. I can't remember now. So that's been a good start in the league. It just, let's get more positive, more confident. And the one thing we missed is, we need to get, a couple of wing backs or full backs in the January or the summer, and certainly a striker, a good striker up front who can slowly take over from Antonio. I think that's the things I'm looking at, but we can't knock the board. I think we've done 70-80% good in a window. I think just dismissing left back, right back, or one or the two, and a striker, isn't it? And we're kind of nearly there, aren't we? And the good thing is we got confidence in this new structure, certainly with a technical director that they can spend the money well. But before we were quite afraid, weren't we, that we were going to blow it all. But now I'm quite confident, even if Paqueta is sold, I'm confident that we're going to get good money for these people. We're going to spend it well. We're going to spend it wisely. Similarly with, what's his name? Who's the other one being linked? One is Paqueta. My mind's bloody gone, I think. But whoever's linked away, whether it's Bowen in a year's time or yeah, we're going to spend it well, and it is a team game. The club will remain, the players come and go. That's the way we think about it. I don't even think about whoever's gone, you know. Freshfield has joined in. Gatesy, matey. Freshfield, how you doing, mate? I'm all right. Cheers, mate. The Facebook is there. The group is there, mate. Yeah, let me listen. What it is, it's just I'm so busy during the day in my job. I was going to do a match day morning show. I haven't done a 60-second show again today or yesterday. I'm just like, I get ready to do it. Thumbnails are ready. I'm about to go live and something happens at work and I end up just getting distracted, mate. That's a challenge for me at the moment. I'm going to have to work a way around it. I have got a lot of plans to do a lot of things. Hopefully things calm down at work and I can get cracking and interact more with you lot, matey. But those are my feelings anyway. I'm going to call it. It's been going for half an hour. So, yeah, I'm going to have a bit of a break. And then I'll do a player rating show. Don't know when. Might do it late today, which will come out tomorrow morning. I might do it live tomorrow and then get you guys live on there if you like. Might get Frankie on there. So let me think about it. Mate. But I think you guys like the live interaction, don't you? So let me see if I can get Frankie on tomorrow at some point and we do the player rating show together, and that way you can get his feelings on the game as well, really. And sorry I missed the weekly fan show as well, didn't I? I had Monday Mike ready and all those guys and Gatesy, and let me get that on for next week. So I'll work that way. But you have a great evening, everyone, and let's enjoy a good start to Europe again. This time we get to the final, I'm going without a ticket or not. I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm definitely going to go, mate. We can swim there, can't we, mate? That's not too bad, mate. Yeah, that's not too bad. We'll nick one of the boats the migrants come on, won't we? I don't know. Get myself in trouble now. But anyway, have a great evening, you guys, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow I'll do a couple of shows for you guys. But God bless. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Bye.